Well, I think today's my lucky day. Not often you can get the whole train in one picture. This is from Stewart Park, and I'm not sure how good it's going to come out. February 20th, 2024, and that's the Ithaca Central Railroad heading north to Lansing to the salt mines. So this is the southern end of Cayuga Lake, or Lake Cayuga, one of the Finger Lakes, and it's actually a pretty good sized one. And so what's it doing in a video about railroads of central New York? Well, behind me, we'll see in a few minutes, is where the Ithaca Railroad does their switching on the north end of their line that comes up from Sayre. And that line right now is owned by Norfolk Southern, I guess. It's leased out. And there was a time where it continued on along the lake. And I guess there's still some track there. You can kind of see it. But it went all the way up to Auburn, New York. Now a lot of that track has long since been pulled up. But pretty typical, where there was a time where the railroad had grown to have fingers in about every town in America. Basically, it was the transportation system before the roads and the cars and stuff like that. And no exception in central New York. It was pretty much crisscrossed with track. And much reduced amount of mileage now. There's just not nearly as much. A lot of it's been pulled up rails for trails and stuff like that. I mean, the lines that went from Dryden across to Cortland up through Kyler and places like that are long since gone. That was Lehigh Valley. And I believe there was a time when this was Lehigh Valley as well. You know, way back in the day. I'll find out for sure. But a lot of history. So I was able to get the salt train heading north from Sayre, and I got it at Stewart Park, which is a little further down there, right? And if I'm lucky and patient, when he gets done dropping his cars, he'll come up and do some switching up here before he heads back down to the Ithaca yard for the night. But that's where he'll be working. So he's going to bob back and forth like a yo-yo for a little bit until he builds his train. And then what he does is he heads up to the little siding up there and does an end around with the locomotive to pull him back south. Yeah, see, he's going back into the salt mine right there. Well, maybe he's done prairie dogging. Go up and do the end around. Well, he presented himself an interesting dilemma. That's a longer than usual train right there. In the past, there's a switch about, I don't know, 100 feet further up the track. And they usually, well, you can see the switch handle right there. You got the locomotive coming this way. I think the only way they're going to make this work is pull one or two of the locomotives off first and then pull those cars further forward to get past that switch, and then they can bring the two from the back to the front. But you know, these guys do this every day, so they know exactly what they're doing. So I'm kind of curious to see how this plays. But you can see where the switch is. They have to get the cars past that switch before the locomotives can come around to this end, right? And oftentimes we'll see two come around and they leave one in the back, and And they have like a push-pull operation going back down to Ithaca. It'd be cool if they did that today. So we'll see. Let's see if they move those cars forward further. So he's pulling those past that switch. He's done that. Now what you'll probably see is the two locomotives from down there come all the way around to the head end. Well, this is the head end. It was the tail going in. It's going to be the head end going out, isn't it? What I was hoping to get is a shot of that bridge, the train going across there. But we're going to have to do it from the backside. So he's brought two around, and he's going to go through that switch. He has to throw the switch, and then he'll hook on to the end of that train and drag it south. You know, I've seen more and more geese flying north. Wonder if that means we're going to have an early spring. I hope. Well, looks like he's heading out.